So we've got a 6000 vac truck here. The heart of the unit is our diesel motor in here. This motor will run the blower and both gurneys. The motor is controlled via a controller on the other side, which we'll go in and have a look at now. But while we're here, we've got starter isolator for the truck, battery isolator for the truck, and also a module isolator for this, so our power is retained when we're not using it. Filters for our gurneys. So these need to be regularly cleaned. We've got just a work vise, so when they're out in the field operating the machine, they need to change fittings over occasionally from different things, so that's just a handy little piece of equipment. Access up onto the top of the tank, not that they need to get there to operate the truck, but just to clean out debris or grease the boom, maintenance-wise, that's your access point. Well, down the side, we've got a couple of extra 6-inch boom hoses, which join onto the boom up the top to extend that boom. What we call here a tiger tail, which is a 4-inch tiger tail. Once again, that can extend off the boom and give you quite a reach out to your work site. This particular 4-inch one, we can attach our 4-inch hose directly to that and vacuum off the tank without using the boom up the top. The second 6-inch one here is just a drain point. If you've got a lot of water in your tank, you don't have to lift it or open the door. You can just operate that valve and you'll drain the water off. So at the back here, we have got 2 of these. We've got one on either side, left and right, which is our gurney hoses, which is used for digging purposes and or cleaning. If we ever need to drain the water out of the tanks for whatever reason, this is our drain point. This little bloke here is just a handy wash hose, so you're always in mud when you're operating these, so you can get a little hand wash. There's something handy for us. An e-stop. Now this e-stop will stop the auxiliary motor in case there's a problem with the vacuum, and you can just bang that and that'll shut that down. In our toolboxes, we've just got various accessories that are required. Clamps, reducers, shovels, a hose that will fill the saddle tanks, a series of lances that attach to the gurney, different nozzles. These are a hydraulic ram clamp. When we lift this up, that ram comes out. We can put that on there if we need to physically go inside the tank. That's a safety so that the door cannot come down. Coming down here, that's your fill point with water. And then here is where all your controls are. This is, as it says, sand rail up and down. When we're operating the boom under suction, we need that to be in the suction position. You can actually discharge out of the same hose if you get a blockage in there. This device here is the engine control. You start, stop the motor from here, up and down the revs. It gives you a fair readout on what's happening with the motor. It'll tell you how much fuel you're using, what percentage of load you've got the motor under. Also here is that this is the control panel for the operation of the vacuum. All these controls here are mimicked on the handheld remotes. So you can operate everything from here, or you can be down the back with the handheld remote. Everything will work here all the time, but the remotes only work when you turn them on and they're talking to the receiver. So you can start something here and go down there. As long as it's turned on, 100% you can operate it from down the back. Up here we've got a receiver. So we're using handheld remotes. They communicate with that receiver up the top there. So these are our handhelds. So these are the buttons up the top. When we want to use that remote, we have to turn it on, and when we finish, we turn it off. If we want to use this one, we turn that one on and then off when we finish. So the boom functions are on this one, and then your tank, open the back door, and the reel at the back are all on this one. We also have a corded remote that attaches at the back that does both of those into one unit. E-stops, we've got power here, so we'll go through a starting process. Easiest to start. Like I said, we need to have this one on. Have a look up at the receiver. See, the light's off, on. So now this is communicating with this handheld. So I can now lift the boom. We could bring this down, and then we could have the vacuum sucking, and we could attach our hose, and then that would be our suction point. So when he needs a drain, you can just open that, and or we can lift the tank up. And the other function we have on this one is reel in and out, which is operating the reel at the back. So reel in, reel out.